to the situation on the Plateau. Over 100 people have been killed this month across 2 local government areas. And the big questions are, why? Why kill these people in such gruesome manner? Why has this continued for over 2 decades? And then, who? Who is responsible for these killings? And what is being done to ensure justice? What more can we do to protect lives on the Plateau? And what more are we missing? We're joined on the program by a former member representing just South East Federal Constituency in the 9th Assembly, former member, National Security and Intelligence Committee of the House, Honorable Dechong Bagos. Honorable, good afternoon. Welcome to Political Paradigm.
Afternoon, Coyote. Afternoon, Nigeria.
Well, you know, we take it for granted when we say good afternoon. I imagine that for the people of Bassa now, formerly it was Bokos, it wouldn't feel like a good afternoon, certainly. So we're here again, Honorable, almost like clockwork.
Absolutely.
Mangu last year, Bokos, Bassa this month. We can actually chronicle this all the way back. What is going on the Plateau, that is? Because we've had curfews, we've had peace meetings, reconciliations, deployments, vigilantes, almost everything we have thrown at it, but it still persists. What are we missing yet again, Honorable?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, with what has been happening on the Plateau, not just Plateau, part of Nigeria, already we are making, we are feeling as if Nigeria, it's dwindling into a failed state, an ungoverned territory, because if you have this number of people in hundreds on a bike come into a community, kill, and still drive out, nobody is being arrested, you cannot even trail through investigation where they came into, and where it definitely is an ungoverned territory. And if it's an ungoverned territory, which means there is no governance within those territories. So we're in a very bad situation that we really don't know where and who is behind these people. That if 100 people in hundreds in bikes can drive into a community, kill, and still zoom out on motorbikes, 2 on motorbikes, and disappear in the thin air, you cannot say that you can even trail the tire trail, you cannot even, and with the sound of 100 motorbikes, and nobody has been arrested, nothing can be said. From Bassa, between Bassa and Bokos, you have to go across border, you have to go across communities, and now it's in Bokos. From Bassa, nobody you can say is in court or jail. Now it's in Bokos, nobody. So what will you call that, Coyote, if not a failed state?
Oh dear, and listening to Governor Caleb Mutfwang, yet again, it sounds almost like helplessness, because he, on the one hand, said that it's genocide sponsored by those he described as terrorists. But on the flip side, he asked security agencies to help unravel their identity. What is it about this identity that is hard to unravel?
That's the only thing the governor can do, say help, because if a governor today in many places, in many states, are seeking for help, they should categorically tell you that they are not commander-in-chief of those forces around them. So all they can say is help. The governor left Ibadan yesterday, ran into the state because of what has happened, and to appeal to security agencies. And that's what governors today all over the country, theirs is to appeal. And the question should go back to the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. What is happening? 100 lives have been lost on the Plateau. We have not seen the president making a state broadcast. We only see his advisor making a statement, still asking the state governor to still look into the issue. So in terms of insecurity in this country, politically, politicians are confused. But when it comes to election, politicians usually know how to win elections. But now, how can we win the case of insecurity in this country? Where is our president at the moment that 100 lives have been killed on the plateau, that we have not seen the president make any statement or any broadcast, or we have not seen the president on the plateau to bring all, because he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And he is the person we really need to hear from him, that this is the solution to the issue of terrorism in Nigeria. The solution is not just about Plateau State. What is the president doing? It's not only about the CDS, not about the Inspector General of Police. We want to see him march forward so that we will follow wheresoever he goes in terms of this insecurity. We will follow him. We will give him that necessary support. So, but it happened, and governors that are helpless will come because in the name of chief security officer, we want to see concerted effort. By now, if state police is the solution, by now we're supposed to have seen the National Assembly reconvening to ensure that the state police law is being expedited, to see that the president within a week, if we can change the National Assembly and the national anthem within 1 week, we can give Nigerian state police within 2 days, because this is very important. This is what we need as a country. This is what's supposed to be done within 24 hours. We want to see all our leaders across party lines, across religious lines, across all diverse, come to the table in Abuja and say enough is enough. It's not about press statement. It's not about saying that the governor should mount up political will. This should go beyond that. Kaide, I'm talking, NEPA has taken out my light again. Maybe it's another terrorist attack and light, but I think I'm a local government of my own, no light, so I will look for my generator to on back the light as well. This is what we are facing as a people.
Oh dear, and you know, it just speaks to some of those issues that need to be resolved. But while that is being fixed, let's still stay with that press release from the presidency, because you touched on it, and I want you to speak to that, Honorable. I know you've seen it, you've read it inside out. In that statement, it says that the ongoing conflict is rooted in misunderstanding, and in fact, it described it as tit for tat, sort of attack, reprisals, which he says must not continue. So for you and for the people of Plateau, particularly the communities affected, how do you think they're internalizing this? Do you think they see the president as passing the buck back to the governor? Do you see them as maybe seeing him shying away from it? Or maybe do they think he knows something that we don't know? How are the people internalizing this?
Well, if the presidency knows something about tit or tat or about communal clash, they should come out and tell us. But as far as we are concerned on the plateau, it is not a communal, it is not a clash. If it is a clash, we can defend ourselves. If it's a clash, we will know who is against us and how this fight will be addressed. This is not a clash. We have said it over and over. This is genocide. This is pure land grabbing. People are coming for our inheritance. People are coming for what is in the land. It is not. It will interest you that even Fulani people are being killed on the plateau. The Hausa people, Muslims are being killed on the plateau in those areas that they have interest in some of this land. So as it is today on the plateau, our issue is no longer about a communal clash. If it is communal clash, why is it that it's only one side that is being killed? Where is the other side of the clash? So there's nothing to have to do with clash here on the plateau. We have said it over and over. So, and as long as presidency have the wrong diagnosis to this issue, you always have the wrong result. So if the presidency have a security intelligence about how to solve this problem on the plateau, we are willing and we are ready, because enough of this killing is enough. So as long as the wrong diagnosis is being diagnosed to the issue of killings on the plateau, you always have the wrong answer. You always have the wrong output. Because if it's a clash, 50 people have been killed from the same community, 5, 3, 4 people from the same family. So where is the other area that have the clash. Because if it is a clash, me and you were boxing. So where is the clash from the other side? 50 has been killed. So the other side, how many people were killed? None. Because this is how people came in the night. Do people clash in the night? When people are sleeping? When if I know that I have a clash with you in the night, will I be sleeping? I will be waiting for you. But this is a result where people are peaceful. They are farmers, agrarians, people that have nothing. They are miners. They want to wipe their community so that they take over the land for mining. They take over their land for whatsoever fertile land they want to use. The land. Government at the federal level should come down and look at the issues. It's not about people are being killed and you direct IG to come and forestall peace and order, or you direct the CDS. No, it is beyond what they think it is. Where are these people coming in the first place? The people that have attacked, how can 100 people with those kind of weapons be within community here and the security agencies will not fetch them out? So it's not a clash at all.
Well, you seem to be saying the government is not diagnosing this very well. In fact, the president in that statement is quoted to have said he had given the governor some advice about how to handle this. Perhaps that speaks to what you said earlier.
When you are a commander-in-chief of armed forces, there is nothing like advice. What you need is action. Because if you're a commander-in-chief of the armed forces, you're supposed to take charge of the entire territory, not to advise. You should be able to take charge of the entire territory.
So do you think the president is passing the buck? Do you think he's passing the buck to the governor?
It's not about the issue of state of emergency, because now they'll say, because there's stealing, they will now say state of emergency. No, that is not the issue. The issue is, how did these people get into Nigeria? How did these people pass different states and get down to Plateau State, to disturbing different communities from Benue, Niger, Zamfara? How are these people moving around the borders? Right. Nobody has traced them. Nobody has arrested them. But tomorrow you will see them with video giving press statement that this is their demand. And so where are these people? Is it that we cannot deploy technology? Is it that we cannot have drones to be able to capture these people? Where is the satellite, security satellite of this country from the DSS or from the military intelligence that these people should be traced within the territory of Nigeria?
There's something I need to clear out, Honorable Dechang Bagos. First, you seem to be saying the president is passing the buck. He should take this head on, one. Two, there's some misdiagnosis. You seem to be saying that as well. But when you said that Fulanis are being killed, Hausas are being killed, Muslims, Christians are being killed, does that rule out the narrative that this is a settler, indigene issue as well?
Absolutely. There's nothing like that. I can tell you, in one of the communities, even people in one of the communities, the way you have a Fulani settlers, people ran into those settlements for safety. People ran into those settlements for safety. If you remember sometime on the Plateau, that an imam even housed some Christians when they were being killed. So this is not about citizens and settlers. All these are political and academic terms in peace and conflict resolution that people sit down to take tea and coffee and come out with community. This is not it. The reality on the ground is more than what anybody will ever think. This is not conflict resolution. This is not about farmers' headers clash. This is not about what they call it, indigenous and settlers issue. It is not about that. There is an interest that government needs to look into this issue about land grabbing, about our mining sites, about our farming sites, that people have other interests on our land. This is pure genocide, land grabbing with an interest that only government with proper intelligence can be able to tell us with the white paper that this is the main issue. But before then, they should be able to secure our land. If our governor today can come out and say, look, I'm buying AK-47, I'm buying MPG, I'm buying all those armored cars, he's going to use the entire state resources to do that, we'll give him the authority to do that. But No governor in this country can be able to do that. So every governor is a willing governor, can be able to do anything that he can do now, because everybody is a local government of his own, secure what you can secure. But who has the power to, if if the militias knows that this community is well policed, is well governed, that they have the kind of artillery they have, do you think they will come to that community? The difference between them and the community people is the guns and ammunition they are having.
So what options are left?
Secure that community, police that community, and you see if those people will come. The difference between them is just the guns that they are carrying.
All right.
So do the right thing at that very area, then you will see the result.
So what options are left for the people in the meantime? I know you've asked time and again, citizens and people should defend themselves, and that is protected by the Constitution.
That's the only option everybody has now.
So what would that look like for the people
defend yourself according to the law is constitutional. It's your right to defend yourself. Once you see anybody, but defend yourself according to the law. Partner with the security agencies. If you see something, say something. If you can, we have the community policing. If they can partner with the security agencies, but I can tell you, Kayode, even the security agencies are crying. Most of the security agencies don't have the kind of ammunition that these terrorists have. When a security agent is going with a form action with just AK-7, and these people are coming with MPG, when they shoot one, they can spray bullets anyhow. But security agent, you see him with one gun and just 30 rounds of bullets, and these people are in hundreds. How can that security agent, security officer even confront those people? So it is beyond what you think we are looking. If the security agencies will be sincere, they have information, they know how to track this, they have the expertise. But I am very positive that they don't have all the necessary ammunition and the gadgets to go after these people. So the president needs to go back to the drawing board, meet the National Assembly to give him all the necessary budgetary provision he needs to equip the security agencies with gadgets, with ammunition, to get into Look and Corner, to get into the internet and fetch these people out. If they need helicopters, not the kind of helicopters that we have in the 1980s and we go and crash in the hills. Let's see that we are buying latest helicopters. Right. If they can buy latest cars, 2025 Prado Jeep, let's see that security agencies are buying the latest gun, 2025 AK-47, 2025 helicopters, 2025 all the leads to go round. Where are those Tucano jets that we have bought in time past?
In any case, there are also drones.
So a lot of discussion about insecurity needs to come into enough of this that we will sit down and we'll be talking, chit-chatting. 100 people have been killed so far on the plateau. Where we need more than political will or political statement. We need action.
Certainly, and there are drones as well that can be used. So there are unmanned aerial vehicles that can be used to survey and even respond when there is a need to. But this talk about the president visiting the plateau, you have said it, other people have said it, that they need some more show of empathy from the president. If he chooses not to, what message will that send to the people of Plateau?
Yeah, well, if he chooses not to come to Plateau, which means Plateau State is not within his command, because he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and he's in charge of the security of this country. So Plateau State is part of his territory. He got some votes from Plateau State. He still have people on the plateau that are his lovers. He is our president. We respect him, our president. We love him as our president. But again, he needs to show the love back that, look, I am empathizing with you people. We need to put our heads together. We want to see the president in Plateau. So we want to see the president in Bokos. We want to see the president in Bassa, because wheresoever the president is, they will take charge of the security of those areas. So we want to see him. If, God forbid, that the president will not visit Plateau State between now and 2027, and he will say that he will come to Plateau State for campaign in 2027 for general election. This is a time we want him in Plateau State, not during campaigns.
Well, we'll see. The president is still in Paris doing some reflection about his
Well,
midterm in that sense.
if our
So,
governor will cut short his trip in Ibadan, the president needs to cut his trip short from Paris and come because his country is burning. Paris is not burning. Nigeria is burning.
well, Honorable Dachang Bagos, there are a few more issues to raise with you. And while we keep following the situation on the Plateau, latest Bassa, hopefully we don't have another local government or community attack. I'd like us to speak about your party, the PDP, as we begin to wind down. It looks like your party is pulling apart further, with the governors now saying they are not considering a coalition. And that's contrary to what we've seen former Vice President Atiku Abubakar trying to achieve. You know, he's had that press briefing where he had people from other parties flanking him. So given that feel of a coalition in the making, for you, is that a good or bad move from the governor saying no coalition from us?
Yeah, Kaide, with the mood of Plateau State, even discussing party politics it is inconsequential to us as far as we are concerned. And whosoever wants to do anything, what we want on the Plateau is solution. So whether coalition, whether whatever angle they want to go, that's left for them. But what we want on the Plateau is governance. And if our governor is doing what we need, our governor is PDP, today we stand with our governor. Whatsoever our governor tells us as party faithful, so we follow. So if our governor decides to go into any coalition and he's doing well, definitely we stand with our governor. But the mood on the Plateau today, whether they go into coalition or they don't go into coalition, they come and give us security. But we stand with our governor. If the governors have said that they are not part of any coalition, so be it. It's all about governance. And I can tell you, Nigerians today, if any party, even my own PDP that I am in, if they are not serious with what Nigerians will go as long as to stand for elections in 2027 has to go through a party. So as long as Nigerians are not satisfied in any area and any party is not serious, whatsoever they see from Nigerians, they take it. But we stand with our governor, Plateau State PDP. We remain in PDP. Governors are not part of the coalition, so we stand with wherever our government stands. So if the party at the national are not serious to take the issue of party politics in giving governance, well, whatsoever they see from Nigerians, they take it. But what we see, all political parties should come together with what is happening in terms of insecurity now, and forget about those selfish differences that you have because of 2027, to come together, collapse that coalition to a Nigerian coalition to solve the issue of insecurity, solve the issue of economy, solve the issue of bad road, solve the issue of the healthcare. Then we will now know that they are serious. But we shouldn't wait that when, because elections is coming, everybody is now looking for his own selfish interests, left, right, center. What are they doing to solve the problem that we are having? Are we having coalition against insecurity? Are we having coalition against economy? Are we having coalition against bad governance? Are we having coalition against corruption? That is the discussion at the front burner that Nigerians want to hear at the moment. But like I said earlier, we stand with our governor. We are very confident that our governor can do the right thing. He has our vote of confidence to continue securing and governing Plateau State with whatsoever level and at whatsoever level. But the party politics, I think politicians need to sit upright.
And I think that's what, well, democracy may be missing at this point in Nigeria, that vibrant opposition. Because everything boils down to politics. The policies come from the politics. So if we have a vibrant opposition that is able to hold government to account in areas of insecurity, for example, then we expect that we'll have better fortunes. And that's the point of whether or not this is a good move or a bad move. But we have to thank you so much for your time. We've been speaking with Honorable Dachang Bagos, former member representing Jos Southeast Federal Constituency in the National Assembly. We wish Plateau State peace, and we really hope that the right things are done. Thank you once again for your time.
Thank you, Kylie.